Hello, welcome back to Hearthstone and the quest for gold! We're once again playing with the Beef Deck, and we are taking on a mage. And we have the Paladin legendary Tyrion Fordring. Possibly one of the coolest cards for me, personally, you can get for the Paladin. What I like about this card is that it's a 6/6 creature with taunt, and if it dies it gives you a 5/3 Ashbringer to attack with, which isn't too bad. The only problem is when you have that card and you want to play it, you have to make sure your opponent hasn't got a way to get rid of it. Typically with playing against a mage, polymorphs are your enemy.
Reporting for duty.
What I like to try and do from time to time is lure out the polymorphs and or the hexes if you're facing a shaman. But, you know, sometimes it can get difficult. In the heat of battle you sometimes forget, oh wait, my opponent hasn't played both his polymorphs or hexes, and in this case played Ice Barrier.
To battle!
Once again, this is recorded post-game, so... and Arcane Missiles coming out. Personally, I see a lot of games where people use turn 1. And for me, that's not the way I would usually use it. If you can, I can't remember the card name, but the Kobold, which gives you the +1 to spell damage, combo that with that. And especially when your opponent has multiple creatures on the field. That way it can soften them down to give them a finishing blow. And Blessing of Kings going down. Giving me a nice 8/8 creature.
To battle!
And that's one of the ways I talked about trying to lure out the polymorph. Now, obviously, you know, you're losing, well, a 8/8 creature, but on the other hand, you know, it's making it safe for the field if you want to play later in the game, say a legendary. And as you can see, lured out the polymorph, and it sucks that I lost a wonderful 8/8 creature, but sometimes sacrifices have to be made. And I got another Silverhand Knight, and what do you know, I'm gonna play it again.
Attend me.
Ready, sir.
Reporting for duty.
And Silverhand Recruit coming out. I can probably call this the Silverhand deck, but I don't know. The Beef Deck, you know, I just love the name. And it's a fun gimmick.
I'm ready.
Ogre Magi coming out. Frostbolt.
Behold the might of Stormwind! To battle!
If you insist.
Mono Worms? I don't know. And a Fireball, I had to knew that was in the deck. That's another thing that which you have to sometimes be careful about when facing a mage. Is either the Fireballs... it never gets old when I see people misplaying spells against him.
I am sorry.
I can understand if you want to do it in a harakiri kind of way, you know, honorable death. You know, killing yourself, you know, before your opponent can. You know, I'm guilty of that, I freely admit that. And honestly,
To battle!
it never gets old.
Reporting for duty.
Okay, got a lot of secrets out. I actually do wonder, why don't some of the other decks have secrets? I think, if I recall correctly, the Shaman doesn't have any, the Assassin doesn't have any, or the Rogue actually, sorry, and the Warlock. the priest.
Put your faith in the light.
And there he comes out. My favorite card.
The battle.
Locked out lured out the 2 polymorphs. And now we can play the Paladin Legendary Therian Fordring, which I'm probably mispronouncing and probably misnaming. Sometimes I also forget is you can actually silence him, and that also makes him slightly useless, but then again, having a 6/6 creature on the field, yeah, that's never too bad.
Reporting for duty. Don't test
I could play my Guardian of Kings, but because my health is still pretty high, I don't really want to waste him. Generally, I only play the Guardian of Kings at the end, when I need some beef, as the name implies, or if I'm really low on health.
Someday I'll be just like you!
I do like the Sorcerer's Apprentice. Unfortunately, I've never been able to keep one alive long enough to be of any worth to me.
Someday I'll be just like you!
And she has 2 of them, which unfortunately probably means one thing and one thing only. Good night via the consecration. And yep, good night via consecration. Flame Strike. One of the coolest cards in the Mage library. Next to Pyroblast. I've had so many games. I can't even recall how many. Where I almost could have won if it wasn't for that freaking Pyroblast, which wiped me out and say a 12 life with so many creatures and minions giving this +1 spell damage.
justice. Reporting for duty.
The Ancient Mage is actually great for that. I've noticed the Ancient Mage doesn't actually also give +1 to spell damage, but then again, it does say 2 creatures on opposite sides, so...
For justice!
Behold the might of Stormwind! Reporting for duty. Vengeance.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say this match is in the bag. Lethal in 1 turn.
Well played.
And yes, well played to my opponent. Ice Barrier. I had to have known. But then again, at this point in the game, GG, well played. Another victory to the Beef Deck in the quest for gold. There's gold in them hills. See you next time.